सफीर पाकिस्तान बाएतमाद नुमाइंदों की टीम के साथ जियो का मसरूफ प्रोग्राम सफीर पाकिस्तान, सबसे पहले और सबसे आगे।
Officail Pakistan actively works to strengthen the bond between Pakistani Americans across the nation.
I really appreciate Waqar Ali Khan, who carries this process very well indeed.
पल पल की खबरें और कम्युनिटी राब्तों के साथ लगातार उभरते और कामयाब व कामरान लोगों की दास्तान आप तक पहुंचाने में सबसे पहले सबसे आगे।
Putting up a great program, running an excellent platform for bringing like minds together.
Congratulations for putting a great program together, and thank you for connecting so many Pakistanis from all over America to each other.
हर जगह हर पल आपका अपना सफीर पाकिस्तान नजर आता है।
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम, अस्सलाम वालेकुम। नाज़रीन, आपका मेज़बान वकील ख़ान हाज़िर खिदमत OpTv के प्लेटफॉर्म से, और आप देख रहे हैं OpTv ग्लोबल। नाज़रीन, आपको पता है कि मैं आपकी मुलाकातें कराते रहता हूँ, और आज एक और अहम तरीन मुलाकात है, और वो मुलाकात है जनाब उमर हारून से। उमर हारून बाय प्रोफेशन इंजीनियर हैं, लेकिन इन्होंने अपने प्रोफेशन का रुख मोड़ दिया और ये चले गए इन्वेस्टमेंट और सरमायाकारी के अंदर, रियल एस्टेट में। इनकी कंपनी का नाम है कैनियन कैपिटल LLC, ये उसके मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर हैं। आइए बातचीत करते हैं जनाब उमर हारून साहब से। मुलाज़ा फरमाइए। बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम, अस्सलाम वालेकुम। नाज़रीन, आपका मेज़बान वकील ख़ान हाज़िर खिदमत है आज खुसूसी मुलाकात के साथ। ये मुलाकात है मेरी जनाब उमर हारून साहब के साथ। उमर हारून जो है यंग एंटरप्रेन्योर, बिजनेसमैन एंड CEO एंड चेयरमैन ऑफ द कैनियन कैपिटल investment, equity, lot of things we'll talk today. And he has a very, very bright career. He contested 2 times the election as well here in Santa Monica. तो आइए बातचीत करते हैं जनाब उमर हारून साहब से।
Thank you so much. Thank you again for the wonderful introduction. I have a mechanical engineering degree from UCLA, born in LA, but spent a good amount of time traveling as well. And I've worked as a financial advisor for UBS in the past, and worked in real estate as well. And what Kendrick Canyon Capital is an alternative investments company, specializing in private equity and other alternative investments.
Okay, so where you went to the school?
I went to UCLA. Got a mechanical engineering degree from UCLA. I turned out.
We're never alone. And that is our strength. Because when we're doubted, we'll play as one. When we're held back, we'll go farther and harder. If we're not taken seriously, we'll prove that wrong. And if we don't fit the sport, we'll change the sport. We know things won't always go our way.
And the world's sporting events are postponed or cancelled.
But whatever it is, we'll find a way. And when things aren't fair, we'll come together for change.
We have a responsibility
to make this world a better place.
And no matter how bad it gets, we will always come back stronger. Because nothing can stop what we can do together. We're never alone. And that is our strength. Because when we're doubted, we'll play as one. When we're held back, we'll go farther and harder. If we're not taken seriously, we'll prove that wrong. And if we don't fit the sport, we'll change the sport. We know things won't always go our way.
And the world's sporting events are postponed or cancelled.
But whatever it is, we'll find a way. And when things aren't fair, we'll come together for change.
We have a responsibility
to make this world a better place.
And no matter how bad it gets, we will always come back stronger. Because nothing can stop what we can do together.
Your financial world?
Since 2006.
2006?
2006, yeah. Previously, I worked at a real estate development company.
Okay, okay. How long you been residing in this area?
I'm born in LA, so I'm 47 years old. So I've been here for a very, very long time. So went to Santa Monica High, went to UCLA. So I'm very much local.
Yeah, very much. Okay, okay. I heard you you contested 2 elections.
Yes, I did run actually once for LA County Assessor.
Assessor?
Yes.
First time?
Yes, and did actually really well. I think to be in the primary, you needed about 100,000 votes.
We'll play as one. When we're held back, we'll go farther and harder. If we're not taken seriously, we'll prove that wrong. And if we don't fit the sport, we'll change the sport. We know things won't always go our way.
And the world's sporting events are postponed or cancelled.
But whatever it is, we'll find a way. And when things aren't fair, we'll come together for change.
We have a responsibility
to make this world a better place.
And no matter how bad it gets, we will always. We're never alone. And that is our strength. Because when we're doubted, we'll play as one. When we're held back, we'll go farther and harder. If we're not taken seriously, we'll prove that wrong. And if we don't fit the sport, will change the sport. We know things won't always go our way.
And the world's sporting events are postponed or cancelled.
But whatever it is, we'll find a way. And when things aren't fair, we'll come together for change.
We have a responsibility
To make this world a better place.
And no matter how bad it gets, we will always come back stronger. Because nothing can stop what we can do together.
And they'll say you need stocks and you need bonds, and maybe this kind of stock or that kind of stock or these kinds of bonds, and that's pretty much it. Maybe they might say, okay, maybe buy a little bit of real estate as part of your investments, but it usually doesn't get too comprehensive and beyond that. Mm-hmm. What we do with our alternative investment firm is we give the opportunity. We educate our clients. But we give them the opportunity to invest in the kind of investments that only the sovereign wealth funds, the large pension plans, CalSTRS, CalPERS, New York Safeguarders, Yale Endowment, China Investment Corp, life insurance companies. So these are investments, and our investors invest right alongside these sovereign wealth funds. Typically, you need a 10 million. What we do is we form a partnership, and within the partnership, then we're able to invest in a single partnership, invest in a few different funds. Now, the amazing thing about private equity is historically, you have much less volatility than the stock market, so you don't have these ups and downs that really scare people and make people nervous. And the problem with that kind of fear is that, in the investment field, you're supposed to buy low and sell high. But when you let emotion come into it, and when you let fear come into it, you make bad mistakes. You get scared, and then you sell low, and then the market goes up, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and then you feel like you've missed out, then you buy high, and then the market drops again. And so it's very hard for the average person to make money. And what private equity does is, what private equity is you're buying companies that aren't publicly traded, companies that are making a profit, companies that are growing. And what we do is we use the world's largest private equity funds in the world, so Blackstone Group, Carlyle Group, and these private equity managers have ex-presidents, ex-prime ministers, they have members of Army logistics and ambassadors, basically the who's who of everyone in government and in the business world. They work together at these firms. They're associated with it, they sit on the board. And so whatever needs to get done in whichever country they invest in, because they're international investors, and we invest internationally, they're able to grow these companies, win them, big business contracts and deals. If you're the head of an Army logistics, for example, you'll call, and you've retired, you'll call up your former subordinate who's now in the position. You'll tell them, hey, I've got this great company that you need to check out. And then what ends up happening is that company, because it also has a good product and because it had access, it wins all these contracts. And now the company, now that it has all these contracts, is worth a lot more. And a Carlyle Group, for example, would then sell that company for a very large profit. So what you have with private equity is you don't have the volatility, and you have returns that are historically higher than the stock market. So it's really a win-win. The only drawback is that unlike stocks, You can't sell it immediately. It's illiquid. You have to wait for Blackstone or Carlyle to sell, or these private equity funds to sell the company that they invested in for you to get your money back. Now, that usually actually protects investors, because when you have the best people in the world making the investment decisions with the most experience, they're not going to sell, when there's a little bit of trouble in the market. When they understand the company and they know the company, they'll wait for things to turn around, and then they'll sell it, and you'll do again much better typically than you would had you been in the stock market on average.
So questions are here. Okay, let's say, what is the minimum investment required in equity fund?
So typically most of our minimums are $250,000. Sometimes it's $100,000 for a few investments, but it's mainly $250,000. And the great thing about it is that within the private equity structure, you don't need that $250,000 up front. There's an investment period where once you commit the capital, we typically ask for 10% when the papers are signed. And then over the course of the next 3 to 4 years is when we call the full commitment. So in a situation, if you commit, let's say, $250,000, over the next 3 to 4 years, we'll probably be calling roughly about $60,000 to $70,000 a year until the $250,000 is called. And then there's sometimes you can sell these companies for in as little as 2 years for a profit, and sometimes it takes a little bit longer, like maybe 5 years. But typically these investments are for the long term, but they do very, very well. We're very lucky to be working with some portfolio teams that have that have, I don't want to necessarily get into the specifics because there's some legal legalities, but there's a number of companies that have had exits of 3-4 times, in one instance even 9 times return of invested capital. So we are working with some really phenomenal portfolio teams with a long track record, and that's where we put, where the money's invested. And we explain everything, and we view ourselves as educators and helpers, and we want to make sure our clients are well educated and understand what they invest in.
Excellent. Is there any exit policy? Let's say I'm a doctor, physician, an entrepreneur, and I want to invest money in your company. Is there any exit policy? Can I exit?
So in those instances, so we have a few investments that are liquid. If you feel that you will need the money in a shorter term, instead of investing in a private equity fund that has maybe a 6 to 7 year life, you can be put in something that's a little bit different. We have some vehicles that have quarterly liquidity, and you can withdraw up to 20% per year. And that particular investment actually won us quite a few clients last year, because last year the stock market in 2022 did drop considerably, and that particular investment that a lot of our clients were in actually did over a 10% return. And because of that, we've actually been picking up a lot of new clients this year because we've been able to show different investment options for that. But if you invest in private equity, unfortunately, there isn't a way to quickly get your money back. You would have to sell that position. We would have to sell that position to another buyer.
It is a safe investment.
Yes. So these investments, if you take a look at who the investors are in these funds, these are life insurance companies. These are pension plans, endowments, foundations. these are institutions that can't afford to lose money. And each one of these institutions have done their due diligence to know that these investments are safe. Now, I don't want to get into, maybe some people have had bad experiences with certain investment companies. The good thing is with Kentor Canyon Capital and all our funds, we don't control our bank accounts. We've hired a firm, SS&C GlobeOp. They have a multi-billion-dollar market capitalization, and they do all the accounting, and they do all the approvals of wires and movements of money. And then we have a custodian bank, and so we have a third party that controls everything. So when the money is sent, the money never touches us, never gets sent to us. There's a firewall between us, the accountants, and behind the accountants is the bank. And then what we also do is we have an audit firm. We use BDO, probably the 6th largest accounting firm in the world, and they do audits. You can think of them as the chokidar, where they, they'll call up investment company, confirm how much money is invested. They'll call the banks to find out how much money is actually in the bank accounts. And then they'll also audit and look over all the accountants' paperwork too to make sure everything is proper. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. So unfortunately, you hear about people unfortunately being taken advantage of. You hear about all these even Ponzi schemes, and so we wanted to make sure that our clients are 100% safe and secure, and they don't have to worry about any.
And you're perfectly licensed by the securities.
Yes, so we're actually an SEC registered investment advisor. So the SEC does come and
who are your target audience?
So our target client is really anyone with significant liquidity that wants to invest for the long term, and is cautious about taking risks. If they're safety minded, if they have a long-term outlook, those are our ideal clients. Now, we just happen to have probably over 90% of our clients just happen to be physicians in the United States. Different specialties, different backgrounds, and across the United States. And we've been very lucky to have them, and we've grown our business through that, because the one thing that doctors are known for and are good for is giving recommendations, referrals to specialists. And so we are the specialists in investments.
Sure.
And with my colleague and I, we've had some clients for, I'm taking into account my colleague's experience, in excess of 25, almost 30 years, and we have gotten obviously a lot of referrals, and that's why most of our clients happen to be physicians, because they've been with us for many years and have been happy.
Excellent. Hey, this is your working life, it is your career, it is your profession. What about your social life?
What about my social life? What would you like to know?
I'd like to know what you do in after time, and you are not busy with investment or investors.
Oh, thank you. Well, I love art and history. Also love my family, so I spend a great deal of time with family and friends. But as far as interests, I do love reading about South Asian history, Islamic history. I do collect some art, both Islamic and historical, and I just enjoy reading as well. So I like
traveling.
I love traveling, politics. Really, honestly, anything that there is to know about about any subject, whether it's psychology or sociology, history, medicine, I'm fascinated by, because anything that you learn can help you in anything, and I find interest in just learning new things.
Actually, hobby.
Hobbies do include, working out at the gym, playing tennis. I enjoy collecting watches. I've collected Islamic art, manuscripts, gold coins. I do collect things and research and read. But of course, the most important thing is to spend time with positive people, with loved ones, friends, and just enjoy that. Love a good conversation.
Okay, and your mom, mashallah, very bright, very renowned artist, painter.
Yes, yeah. My mother is a very well-known artist. Now, the art in this particular room happens to be my sister's, so she's quite talented too. But if you were to step into some of the other rooms, and on the walls, even there, my mother has actually been sent by the State Department as a cultural envoy to Algeria, to the UAE, and actually sent by the State Department for that.
Mashallah, mashallah, excellent. How many members, your family members, in this house?
So, in this house, alhamdulillah, we've got a large house, and so it's almost like two houses in one. My mother and sister reside on one side, one wing, and I'm actually divorced. So myself and my three kids are on the other side.
Other side.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you like in the food?
Well, nothing beats Pakistani food, right? It's fantastic. A lot of flavors, a lot of richness. So Pakistani food's amazing, and I love desserts and a sweet tooth. But I'm working really, really hard to lose a little bit of weight. So I've been abstaining from the mithais and stuff like that right now. But I enjoy Ethiopian food. A pizza is fantastic.
Do you have any future plan to go in politics or councilman or mayor or?
No. I think right now I really don't have any plans for that. I'm really just focused on helping people, and I think the best way that I can help people, especially again, so many people, a doctor and even a businessman, they spend all their lives, working really, really hard to make money, and they want to leave something behind for their family, for their kids, and then sometimes, they can make mistakes along the way, and they need guidance. Like a doctor, like they spend so much time and effort studying and learning medicine, they don't have the time to study and understand what to do with the money once they've earned it. And so what I want to do is I want to help them. I want to help all these educate them and help them. And all their hard work, the product of all their hard work for their children, for their families, I want to make sure it's protected. I want to make sure we can grow it and keep it safe, and that's really the most important thing.
Yeah, one thing very important that I met your grand Ahmed Dayasab, he's my tea fellow. He's very much loving to his country.
Yeah.
So do you have the same love to your country, Pakistan?
Yeah, I absolutely. I definitely pray that whatever difficulties Pakistan is going through right now, right now the world's a very challenging place with inflation, with issues geopolitically, and I hope that the world over, Pakistan, India, everywhere in the world, there's growth and peace and prosperity.
And you think that America is a truly country for opportunity?
Yes, so many of our clients have come from South Asia with hardly any money in their pocket, and they've managed to become incredibly successful. We have one client who just came as a doctor. His initial capital was from his doctor, and now he invests in excess of 10-15 million with us per one of our funds. So he's really an exceptional business person. He's invested really well. He made the money in medicine, but he's been investing for many years with my colleague. Yeah, and has done exceptionally well.
Excellent. Hey, it's really nice meeting you today. I learned a lot about your company.
Thank you so much Thank you so much for coming down and talking with me. I'm so happy to share.
I will make you a part of our upcoming book as we promised, and we'll introduce you to a lot of people, inshallah, and you will educate our community and South Asian community and other communities.
Thank you.
Okay. In the end, I would like to really ask you to give any exclusive message to our audience how to success in their life.
So I think that one of the most important things to do is to do what you love. Figure out what your passion is, figure out what you're most interested in, and you can be the best in that particular field. And when you're the best in that particular field, even if generally maybe people don't, the average person doesn't get compensated well in maybe a particular field, but if you're the best in the field, you'll probably do very well. So do what you're most passionate about, and inshallah success will follow.
Hey, thank you very much, Mr. Umar Harun sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for your time and your concern.
Thank you.
We will work together continuously.
Look forward to it.
Thank you. नाज़रीन, आप देख रहे थे प्रोग्राम OPTV ग्लोबल और एक मुलाकात जनाब उमर हारून साहब के साथ। इसके साथ ही आपका मेज़बान वकील खान आपसे इजाज़त चाहेगा। अल्लाह हाफ़िज़। पाकिस्तान पाइंदाबाद। Assalamu alaikum नाज़रीन, my name is Wakil Khan. I'm the CEO and the executive producer of OPTV Global. आप देख रहे हैं OPTV Global। नाज़रीन याद रखिए, ये ओवरसीज़ पाकिस्तानियों का प्रोग्राम है। दुनिया भर में जहाँ पाकिस्तानी आबाद हैं, हम उनकी बात करते हैं और उनके ओपिनियन और उनके ख्यालात आप तक पहुँचाते हैं, और हम पाकिस्तान की तस्वीर भी पेश करते हैं। याद रखिए, देखते रहिए OPTV ग्लोबल, एवरीवेयर, एनीवेयर, एनी टाइम, एंड ऑल्सो सब्सक्राइब OPTV ग्लोबल। भूलिए नहीं, आज ही हमारे प्रोग्राम को सब्सक्राइब करें, और हाँ, हमारे हर प्रोग्राम को लाइक भी करें। देखते रहिए प्रोग्राम, और हम पेश करते रहेंगे आपके लिए प्रोग्राम। याद रखिए, भूलिए नहीं, इससे पहले कि आप भूल जाएं, टीवी बंद करने से पहले, फोन बंद करने से पहले प्रोग्राम को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए। आप देख रहे हैं OPTV ग्लोबल।
अरशाद बारी ताला है, हम कुरान में उतारते हैं वो चीज़ जो ईमान वालों के लिए शिफा और रहमत है। जब कोई मुसलमान किसी मुश्किल में होता है और ज़िंदगी के अहम फैसले करना चाहे तो उसे चाहिए इस्तिखारे की रहनुमाई हासिल करे। सन की शादी, वीज़े में रुकावट, औलाद का नाफरमान होना, शोहर की बेवफाई, तलाक के मसाइल, इन तमाम मसाइल की रहनुमाई के लिए राब्ता करें।
Faber Fusion
is a company run by clinicians. When we are looking at a patient, we are looking at the patient's medical needs first. Patient is in the comfort of his or her home. They're watching the TV, they're doing their chores while the infusion is going on. And patient's copay and deductible will be much lower if done at home than in the hospital setting. Home infusion, all in all, is a winning place for getting infusions done.
It is a heartening fact that you may obtain the best return on investment from your knowledge. You can progress by taking one step at a time every day and getting the greatest outcomes. American Education for Foreign Students provides online certification programs to assist you build your job skills in the United States. AMEDFS offers students hundreds of certificates courses worldwide. There are no limits to learning, and with AMEDFS, you can begin your journey of studies by enrolling in these courses at your own pace, no matter where you are in the world. Our certificate programs are cost-effective and can help you improve your skills and knowledge. The best part is that you can learn these courses in your desired duration. We offer countless courses in various disciplines. Many courses are available, including business, information technology, programming, and project management. Our mission is to make high-quality education accessible globally. For more information, visit our website www.amedfs.com or call us on 1909-5762-982.
OpTv is now available on Roku. Please tune in to Roku.
OpTv की फखरिया पेशकश दुनिया भर में आबाद पाकिस्तानियों की तरक्की और कामरानी पर मबनी प्रोग्राम पाकिस्तान को तरक्की की राह पर गामजन करने के लिए दुनिया भर में पाकिस्तानी मुतहर्रिक और तैयार। दुनिया भर के मुल्कों में पाकिस्तानी का उनकी तरक्की में हिस्सा देखिए। बैनुल अक़वामी मंजर में पाकिस्तानियों का समाजी, सियासी, तिजारती और मजहबी उमूर में भरपूर किरदार।
दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा डिजिटल वर्ल्ड एंड कंप्यूटर आईटी बायोटेक हब सिलिकॉन वैली सैन होजे जो अमेरिका के मगरबी किनारे पर वाक़ है, जहां पाकिस्तानी अमेरिकन की एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है ओपन एंटरप्रेन्योर ऑफ पाकिस्तानी अमेरिकन, जो तमाम उन लोगों को मुत्तहदा प्लेटफॉर्म मुहैया करती है जो पाकिस्तान के साथ हाई टेक, स्टार्टअप और आईटी के कारोबार में ताउन करती है। इसके अलावा मकामी तौर पर कंपनी के मालकान और न्यू कमर को मौके भी फराहम करती है। इनका एक लोकल विंग है और एक ग्लोबल विंग है। इस साल ओपन के सदर जनाब जुनैद ने, जिन्होंने ओपन के शानदार तरीके से लीड किया और सेंटा क्लारा के कन्वेंशन हॉल में शानदार तकरीर का एहतमाम किया। इस मौके पर मुख्तलिफ कंपनियों ने अपने प्रोडक्ट का मुजाहरा भी किया और नई प्रोडक्ट मुतारिफ कराई गई। इसमें काबिल जिक्र सबसे इकोनॉमिक मोटर बाइक जो बिजली से चलने वाली है मुतारिफ कराई गई, जिसका नाम है हाइडर, जो पाकिस्तान में बन रही है और पाकिस्तान को दुनिया भर में ये पहली ऑटोमोबाइल प्रोडक्ट जो है लॉन्च हुई है। सेंटा क्लारा में होने वाले पाकिस्तान में नामवर लोगों ने शिरकत की, जिसमें पाकिस्तान के मारूफ बिजनेसमैन एंटरप्रेन्योर आरिफ हबीब, नेटसोल के नजीब गौरी, LA शोएब कोठावाला और सैन होजे से अली खान काबिल जिक्र लोगों में है। गूगल, फेसबुक और मुख्तलिफ IT कंपनियों ने भी बड़ा बढ़ चढ़ कर हिस्सा लिया, जिसमें रागिब हुसैन भी काबिल जिक्र शख्सियत है। हम TV की सरबराह सुल्ताना आपा इस तकरीब की रौनक रही हैं और शानदार तकरीब में आरिफ हबीब साहब और सुल्ताना आपा को भी अवार्ड से नवाजा गया। नजीब गौरी के नेटसोल को भी उनकी सलाहियतों को देखते हुए अवार्ड से नवाजा गया। तकरीब में पाकिस्तानी सफीर मसूद खान और कौंसल जनरल आसिम अली खान ने भी शिरकत की। इस सिलसिले में कई तकरीबात हुई जिसमें स्टैनफोर्ड में बिजनेस ग्रुप से मीटिंग, अलमनाई, नस्ट अलमनाई की तकरीब शामिल है। ये पाकिस्तानी अमेरिकन की सबसे बड़ी और अजीम शान तकरीब हुई है जिसमें जुनैद कुरैशी ने तकरीब से नहायती डेडिकेशन के साथ सजाई और पेश की। इस तकरीब में कई अमेजिंग हाई टेक प्रोडक्ट सामने आई है। अंदाजा है कि अगर गो के वतन से दूर लेकिन वतन से मोहब्बत लगाव बढ़ता जा रहा है। ये तमाम काबिले जिक्र लोग जहां अमेरिका को हाई टेक टेक्नोलॉजी में ताउन और मदद करते हैं, वो हजारों मील दूर रह के भी अपने वतन के लिए कुछ करना चाहते हैं और सरगर्म हैं और वो चाहते हैं कि अगर हुकूमत पाकिस्तान इनके साथ बर वक्त ताउन करे और फॉलो अप करे तो पाकिस्तान में बहुत जल्द एक मिनी सिलिकॉन वैली जन्म ले सकती है।
पाकिस्तान के सफीर जनाब मसूद खान ने OpTv ग्लोबल से बातचीत करते हुए कहा कि मुझे नहायत फख्र है कि हमारे नौजवान सिलिकॉन वैली में आकर अपने आप को इस काबिल बनाए कि वो आला ओहदों पर फायज हुए और अमेरिका की मुमताज़ कंपनियों में आला ओहदे हासिल किए। ओपन की तकरीब में इनसे मुलाकात का मौका मिला और मुझे ये कहते हुए फख्र महसूस हो रहा है कि वतन से दूर वतन की खिदमत का जज्बा इनमें कूट कूट के भरा है। मुझे उम्मीद है कि आइंदा इस किस्म की तकरीब होती रहेंगी। इस मौके पे वहाँ पे मारूफ बिजनेसमैन आरिफ हबीब भी मौजूद थे। आर्टिफिशियल टेक्नोलॉजी में सफीर मसूद खान एक काफी दिलचस्पी ली और शरीक पैनल से गुफ्तगू भी की और पाकिस्तान में इसकी अमली तौर पे लॉन्च करने के लिए जस्तजू की।
करने के लिए, लेकिन ये ओपन का जो एनुअल फोरम है ये पहली दफ़ा आया और माशाल्लाह यहाँ पर बड़े टैलेंटेड और सक्सेसफुल कंपनी से मुलाकात हुई है और अच्छा फोरम चल रहा है और मेरा ख्याल है कि इस तरह के फोरम जो हैं वो बहुत हेल्पफुल हैं और प्रमोट करने के लिए
Thank you very much for coming to the Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley is not only a software, it is also the biotech hub. जितनी मान अप्रूव ये प्रोडक्ट है वर्ल्ड वाइड एक्टिविटी है ओपन इंजीनियरिंग नाउ तो इंजीनियरिंग
पाकिस्तान का बहुत बड़ा है मैं भी और हम स्टडी के लिए उम्मीद है कि
तो आज माशाल्लाह आप सिलिकॉन वैली आई हैं। डेफिनेटली हम टीवी इज आइकॉन of the television industry and broadcast industry. Your awards, your programming, your dramas, top of the top, inshallah. So how do you feel being in Silicon Valley?
मैं सिलिकॉन वैली की तो पहले से बड़ी दिलदादा हूँ, क्योंकि अगर मैं नहीं होती तो यहाँ अपने बेटे को न भेजती जुनैद को, और जुनैद इज डूइंग वंडरफुल जॉब। मैं ये सोचती हूँ कि जो यहाँ के हमारे लोग हैं, जो हमारी डायस्पोरा है, यहाँ हमारे लोग जो काम कर रहे हैं पाकिस्तान के लिए, जो अपने कामों के साथ, मैं समझती हूँ इससे बड़ी ब्लेसिंग कोई नहीं है। अब ये देखें ओपन का जो हुआ है, मैंने इससे बड़ा जो है कभी यहाँ पे फंक्शन नहीं देखा है सिलिकॉन वैली ओपन का जो है। तो मैं दुआ करती हूँ कि हमारे लोग इसी तरह से काम करते हैं अपने मुल्क के लिए, अपने पाकिस्तान के लिए। इससे बेस्ट कोई चीज़ हो ही नहीं सकती।
थैंक यू वेरी मच आपा, थैंक यू। ओपन की सालाना तकरीब में पाकिस्तान के मैनाज ताजिर आरिफ हबीब ने खिताब किया और मौजूदा हालात पर रोशनी डाली।
We have never been able to do it. We had many approximations. So, for example, in 1995, before Windows 95 came, we had something called DOS. Show of hands, how many of you used DOS at least once, sometime in your career? So now we're aging ourselves, but about 40% of the room raised their hand. So DOS was very hard to use. You had to remember all the commands, all the options. Extremely hard for the
ओपन की तकरीब में पाकिस्तानी टूरिज्म को भी फरोग दिया गया, खुसूसन नॉर्दर्न एरिया पर। इस मौके पे मारूफ मोटर बाइक एक्सपर्ट और गुरु ने इसके फ़रोग़ और इसके मौक़ों पर रोशनी डालते हुए कहा।
Yeah, absolutely. So the problem we're solving is how do we make electric motorcycle adoption easy for countries like Pakistan. The main barriers to entry are their current motorcycles are very expensive. Electric motorcycles are expensive. There's range anxiety. It takes too long to charge them, and there's no public. So our solution addresses all of those problems. Our motorcycles are priced at or below the price of a gasoline motorcycle, comparable gasoline. And you don't have to. It doesn't take 2 hours to charge the motorcycle. You just do a swap. The battery swap, and within a minute you're off. You're on the road. And the swap network, because we're building the swap network, our own swap network with the energy kiosks which we have developed in Pakistan, we're explicitly solving the problem of the infrastructure, right, not being available. And finally, the whole thing is connected. The bikes are smart. They have cloud connectivity. They're GPS connected. So they're all connected to this a cloud infrastructure that allows you to track where you are, theft detection, fall detection, automatic emergency services being called, all of those value-added services are built on top of this cloud platform. And the key thing is the pricing, right? So right. So on these motorcycles are always priced to be at or below the equivalent gasoline motorcycle. So this is equivalent to like a CG125 in Pakistan. And this is priced lower than that. It'll be priced lower than that. On an operating basis, right? On an operating cost basis, we are targeting to have a cost that's all factors included. The operating cost on a per kilometer basis is supposed to be less, substantially less than what it is for gasoline. So on both ends.
So what is the maximum range would be?
Yeah, so on a single swap.
So we are actually delighted to have our guest speaker Liza and a bunch of other speakers for the Tourism in Pakistan panel. The panel is about opportunities in Pakistan for American and Western tourism people to go and travel Pakistan in a safe environment. Liza actually has been remarkable. She's been taking women from the area and abroad to Pakistan on motorbikes to Hamza, and they actually are called Pakistan. And she's actually also written about it on Motorcycle Magazine as Pakistan as one of the destinations for people to go.
Morning, you want a bike? No. Bike movement? Okay. So, how do you see Pakistan as a destination for tourism?
Absolutely the best place to be. You use the mountains, rivers, the valleys are beyond anything I see here. It's like you take the best of America and it's every day more and more. But the true treasure I will say in Pakistan isn't the sights, it's not the food, it's not its culture, it's the people. And the people who welcome you.
Have you ever visited all of the state area of Pakistan?
I've been up to Shimshal, to Gujarat, to Kailash.
You should go to the Mohenjo-daro with the 1,000 ruins here. Amazing.
Really? I love discovering the people there and the cultures there. And exactly. And nothing is what we expect based upon our exposure to Western media.
Of course, as you all know that Pakistan is a youth bunch. We have raw talent available, all like in scale, in masses. If we don't take care of them today, it would be a huge problem. So what these you guys, individual levels, company level, what you can contribute is development of those people. We need mentors, as we just heard from our previous session. Mentorship is key. Like, they need to learn because they don't have the exposure what we have the exposure. We can come and have the exposure and learn from what US market is and so on and so forth. So a lot of training, like I can give you an example, what can create a true impact. You must have heard like from various forums, like there are Pakistan has hundreds of thousands of freelancers. Just imagine, just take a number of 100,000 freelancers. Even if the government says 500,000, I will discount that and just say 100,000 freelancers. Right now, their yield is $400 per month. It's documented. If we can create programs to upskill, reskill them, what's going to happen? We can easily, you guys work in this very just imagine if their yield becomes $2,000 to $1,500, $8 to $10 an hour, we are going to add $1 billion foreign exchange for these freelancers and we will change their lives. So it's a little impact, little contribution of creating that kind of an ecosystem, opening vocational training programs. You guys can run the bootstrap. These are call to actions. If we want to really create an impact in Pakistan, we have to train our youth. And it's not just, we were just hearing the previous session, it's not just about IT development, it's the BPO sector as well, IT-enabled services, where you don't need computer science graduate. We have a lot of accountants, we have a lot of HR people, we have a lot of leaders. So again, huge investment opportunity to thrive and revive Pakistan, young talent and youth budge. And
we're never alone. And that is our strength. Because when we're doubted, we'll play as one. When we're held back, we'll go farther and harder. If we're not taken seriously, we'll prove that wrong. And if we don't fit the sport, we'll change the sport. We know things won't always go our way.
And the world's sporting events are postponed or cancelled.
But whatever it is, we'll find a way. And when things aren't fair, we'll come together for change.
We have a responsibility
to make this world a better place.
And no matter how bad it gets, we will always come back stronger. Because nothing can stop what we can do together. We're never alone. And that is our strength. Because when we're doubted, we'll play as one. When we're held back, we'll go farther and harder. If we're not taken seriously, we'll prove that wrong. And if we don't fit the sport, we'll change the sport. We know things won't always go our way.
And the world's sporting events are postponed or cancelled.
But whatever it is, we'll find a way. And when things aren't fair, we'll come together for change.
We have a responsibility
to make this world a better place.
And no matter how bad it gets, we will always come back stronger. Because nothing can stop what we can do together.
How to scale the idea, how to take this and solve the business problem, like we just heard in the previous session, contextualize it and solve the business problem, create the use cases will change the landscape. And again, we have so much local people and local issues. If we solve it, it's going to be massive for the country and massive investment, and FDI is going to be attracted. So Pakistan is immense opportunity for, if we just need to unleash, we just need to pick up any area of interest, whether you want to create the demand through your connections and build a steady IT services or outsourcing business, want to create the supply and build the talent, or you can create an innovation and entrepreneurship and startup ecosystem. I think if we can focus on these three building blocks, I think Pakistan, we can increase our exports, bring FDR, and create the jobs in the country, which our country needs badly.
Thank you, thank you. So identifying problems and specific training for our people. I think those are some very important points. So how can we attract more investment in Pakistan? And apart from IT, what sectors hold the most opportunities for investors in the capital markets of Pakistan?
You see, in Pakistan, there are two types of investment opportunities. One is for the professionals, investors, who in fact make investments out of their savings, and they in fact always see that where they would be able to get good returns and better returns when comparing to other jurisdictions. So there we have the opportunities in the capital market, both in debt and equity.
Assalamu alaikum Nazreen. My name is Wakil Khan. I'm the CEO and the executive producer of OpTv Global. آپ دیکھ رہے ہیں OpTv Global. ناظرین یاد رکھیے یہ اوورسیز پاکستانیوں کا پروگرام ہے. دنیا بھر میں جہاں جہاں پاکستانی آباد ہیں ہم ان کی بات کرتے ہیں اور ان کے اوپینین اور ان کے خیالات آپ تک پہنچاتے ہیں اور ہم پاکستان کی تصویر بھی پیش کرتے ہیں. یاد رکھیے دیکھتے رہیے OpTv Global ایوری ویئر اینی ویئر اینی ٹائم اینڈ آلسو سبسکرائب OpTv Global. بھولیے نہیں آج ہی ہمارے پروگرام کو سبسکرائب کریں اور ہاں ہمارے ہر پروگرام کو لائک بھی کریں. دیکھتے رہیے پروگرام اور ہم پیش کرتے رہیں گے آپ کے لیے پروگرام. یاد رکھیے بھولیے نہیں اس سے پہلے کہ آپ بھول جائیں ٹی وی بند کرنے سے پہلے فون بند کرنے سے پہلے پروگرام کو سبسکرائب کیجیے. آپ دیکھ رہے ہیں OpTv Global.
ارشاد باری تعالیٰ ہے ہم قرآن میں اتارتے ہیں وہ چیز جو ایمان والوں کے لیے شفا اور رحمت ہے. جب کوئی مسلمان کسی مشکل میں ہوتا ہے اور زندگی کے اہم فیصلے کرنا چاہے تو اسے چاہیے استخارے کی رہنمائی حاصل کرے. سند کی شادی، ویزے میں رکاوٹ، اولاد کا نافرمان ہونا، شوہر کی بے وفائی، طلاق کے مسائل، ان تمام مسائل کی رہنمائی کے لیے رابطہ کریں.
Harbor Fusion is a company run by clinicians. When we are looking at a patient, we are looking at the patient's medical needs first. Patient is in the comfort of his or her home. They're watching the TV, they're doing their chores while the infusion is going on. And patient's copay and deductible will be much lower if done at home than in the hospital setting. Home infusion, all in all, is a winning place for getting infusions done.
It is a heartening fact that you may obtain the best return on investment from your knowledge. You can progress by taking one step at a time every day and getting the greatest outcomes. American Education for Foreign Students provides online certification programs to assist you build your job skills in the United States. AMEDFS offers students hundreds of certificates courses worldwide. There are no limits to learning, and with AMEDFS, you can begin your journey of studies by enrolling in these courses at your own pace, no matter where you are in the world. Our certificate programs are cost-effective and can help you improve your skills and knowledge. The best part is that you can learn these courses in your desired duration. We offer countless courses in various disciplines. Many courses are available, including business, information technology, programming, and project management. Our mission is to make high-quality education accessible globally. For more information, visit our website www.amedfs.com or call us on 1909-5762-982.
OpTv is now available on Roku. Please tune in to Roku.
OpTv की फखरिया पेशकश दुनिया भर में आबाद पाकिस्तानियों की तरक्की और कामरानी पर मबनी प्रोग्राम पाकिस्तान को तरक्की की राह पर गामजन करने के लिए दुनिया भर में पाकिस्तानी मुतहर्रिक और तैयार। दुनिया भर के मुल्कों में पाकिस्तानी का उनकी तरक्की में हिस्सा देखिए। बैनुल अक़वामी मंजर में पाकिस्तानियों का समाजी, सियासी, तिजारती और मजहबी उमूर में भरपूर किरदार।
सफीर पाकिस्तान आपके जज्बों का तर्जुमान। वतन से दूर, वतन की आवाज और आपकी पहचान। सफीर पाकिस्तान बाएतमाद नुमाइंदों की टीम के साथ जियो का मसरूफ प्रोग्राम सफीर पाकिस्तान, सबसे पहले और सबसे आगे।
Safir Pakistan actively works to strengthen the bond between Pakistani Americans across the nation.
I really appreciate Waqar Ali Khan, who carries this process very well indeed.
पल पल की खबरें और कम्युनिटी राब्तों के साथ लगातार उभरते हुए और कामयाब व कामरान लोगों की दास्तान आप तक पहुंचाने में सबसे पहले सबसे आगे।
Putting up a great program, running an excellent platform for bringing like minds together.
Congratulations for putting a great program together, and thank you for connecting so many Pakistanis from all over America to each other.
हर जगह हर पल आपका अपना सफीर पाकिस्तान नजर आता है। बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम, अस्सलाम वालेकुम। नादीन, आपका मेज़बान वक़ार खान हाज़िर खिदमत है प्रोग्राम सफीर पाकिस्तान के साथ, और आप देख रहे हैं OpTv ग्लोबल नेटवर्क। OpTv ग्लोबल नेटवर्क इज ओवरसीज पाकिस्तानी टेलीविज़न नेटवर्क, और ये उनकी तर्जुमानी करता है और उनकी पहचान भी है। और आज हम आपको ले जा रहे हैं एक नहायत ही इम्पॉर्टेंट लोकेशन पे, यानी कि सिलिकॉन वैली। सिलिकॉन वैली इज़ ए डिजिटल वर्ल्ड, इज़ ए बायोटेक, इज़ ए लॉट ऑफ स्टार्टअप प्रोग्राम्स एंड इज कंट्रोल ऑलमोस्ट all of the world digitally. And Silicon Valley is the heart of America, is the heart of the world, and located in San Jose, Santa Clara. नाज़रीन, जैसा जानते हैं कि काफ़ी एशियाई वहाँ पे सरगर्म अमल हैं और मुख्तलिफ़ अदारों में अपनी खिदमात अंजाम दे रहे हैं। उसमें से पाकिस्तान के भी
بہت سارے انجینئر جنہوں نے مائگریٹ کر کے وہاں پہ اپنا مقام بنایا, تعلیم حاصل کی, اور وہیں بہت سارے اپنے ادارے قائم کیے, آرگنائزیشن کا سیٹ اپ کیا, نیو اسٹارٹ اپ شروع کیے اور بہت ہی بلندیوں پہ جا پہنچے. ان تمام پاکستانیوں کی ایک آرگنائزیشن ہے کال اوپن انٹرپرنور آف پاکستانی امریکن, جو 17 سال سے خدمت کر رہی ہے, اور ان کا ایک ونگ ہے لوکل اور ایک ونگ ہے ان کا گلوبل. کئی لوکیشن ہیں ان کی, لنڈن میں, اسلام آباد میں, نیو یارک میں, شکاگو میں, سین ہوزے میں ان کا ہیڈ کوارٹر ہے. ہر سال کی طرح اس سال بھی اوپن نے سینٹا کلارا کنونشن میں ایک کنونشن کا انعقاد کیا, جس میں بڑی تعداد میں مختلف آرگنائزیشن نے حصہ لیا, جنہوں نے اپنی پروڈکٹ کو شو کیس کیا اور سیمینار ہوئے. اس میں لاٹ آف VC وینچر کیپٹلسٹ آئے جنہوں نے نئے آئیڈیوں کو ایکسیپٹ کیا, اور اس میں جو سب سے اہم ترین پروجیکٹ تھا وہ الیکٹرانک بائک تھی, جو کہ پاکستان سے انوینشن ہوئی اور پاکستان کا گروپ اس کو لے کر آیا تھا. اس موقع پہ پاکستان کے ممتاز تاجر بزنس مین عارف حبیب بھی تشریف لائے تھے, جنہوں نے پاکستان کے بارے میں کافی اپرچونیٹیز کو ظاہر کیا. اور میں خراج تحسین پیش کرتا ہوں جناب جنید قریشی صاحب کو, جنہوں نے اس پروگرام کو ترتیب دیا. وہ اس اوپن کے اس سال کے پریزیڈنٹ ہیں, اور جنہوں نے بہت محنت سے, لگن سے یہ پورا پروگرام ترتیب دیا. اسی شام وہاں پہ ایک تقریب ہوئی, ایوارڈ گالا نائٹ. ایوارڈ نائٹ گالا میں جو ہے ان ممتاز ترین, ان کامیاب ترین لوگوں کو ایوارڈ سے نوازا گیا جنہوں نے بہت کچھ اپنے شعبے میں, اپنے ادارے میں, اپنی آرگنائزیشن میں کام کیا, اور ان لوگوں کو بھی جو ہے سراہا گیا جنہوں نے اوپن کو 17 سال سے سپورٹ کرتے چلے آ رہے ہیں. تو ناظرین آئیے آپ کو لیے چلتا ہوں کمپیوٹر میوزیم آف سین ہوزے, جہاں سے آپ تقریب جو ہے دیکھ سکیں گے, اور میں سمجھتا ہوں کہ آپ کو ممتاز ترین لوگوں سے ملاقات کا موقع ملے گا. اور اس میں سب سے جو امپورٹنٹ پرسنالٹی تھی وہ مسٹر ٹیڈ کی تھی, جو فادر آف مائکرو پروسیسر ہیں, اور اس کو پروڈیوس کیا آپ کے لیے آف کورس جنید قریشی صاحب نے, نوید شیروانی نے اس کو کوآرڈینیٹ کیا, اور یہ پروگرام بہت ہی بہتر اور شاندار رہا. آئیے ہم سب مل کر دیکھتے ہیں یہ پروگرام.